Hey guys, welcome back to the Chaotic Kids channel, where I am Michelle document my life here on YouTube as I try to become a full-time author while also trying to traverse the world of multiple personalities. If that sounds interesting to you, stick around. Today we are going to be working on book 17 of Bugstopia. Before that, I'm going to do a little rant about my mental health right now. So let's get into it. Okay, so guys, as I told you, I'm going to talk a little bit about mental health, more specifically my mental health. I have not been doing good, so I think in last week's video, I talked a little bit about my mental health, just the fact that I ended up having to call my brother, come over to my house because I was just having a mental breakdown. And I was grateful that he came over and just stayed with me while I was having this distress. But I would like to say that it ended, but it didn't. So today's Monday, the 24th. That happened on Friday, and honestly, this weekend, I don't remember much of anything. And even today, I don't really remember much of anything. So, um, so Saturday, don't think I did anything really productive. I was supposed to go see my grandma. I didn't do that. And dad was still gone on vacation, so I was just like anxious about him whenever he gets home. And then Sunday we had to go to Menards and get my window and buy a door for the remodel that we're gonna do for my house. And yeah, I remember doing that, but then after that I just vegged out and just like was a vegetable all day. And then today I woke up, went to work, and from 7:30 to 9 o'clock, I don't remember anything. I really don't remember anything. And I'm not like being like madly joking. Like, I'm pretty sure my dad drove me home, but I don't know how that happened. I don't remember calling him. I don't remember calling my brother. I don't, like, there's 2 hours of time. I don't remember what happened. All I remember is waking up in my bed with new clothes on, not my work clothes, and feeling like I was just hit by a bus. And I've never been drunk before, but I feel like this is how it feels, like just being like out of this world spacey almost, and just having everything be dizzy. But yeah, it's just been such a swell time. Such a swell time. Um, yeah. I don't know what else to say because it's been a swell time. I think it also, like, I'm trying to think, like, what's causing it. Um, but I think it's honestly just the time of the year. Because March is my mom's birthday. And my mom died in 2022. So it's been about 3 years. This year she would have been 59, and it just hits hard. And each holiday hits harder, and it's just weird not having her around. Um, yeah, and then my dad jokes that he wants to make it till at least 76, because then he would be above average. Dad is 71 currently, and just in the back of my head, I feel like I'm ticking the clock down, and I'm just like, what's gonna happen when he hits 76? I know he's not gonna do anything bad, but like, it's just ticking in the back of my head, and then like, I am also like, I'm stressing about my life, honestly. Like, I'm not making enough money to survive on my own, which is really frightening. And then I'm just not I'm not surviving, I'm not making enough money. And obviously, to continue writing my books and stuff, I need to have money to support myself. And this is not a, like, me telling you guys to go buy my books or anything. It's just, I'm trying to figure out what to do. I'm trying to get better at work, but it's hard whenever like you have like 20 different alters all wanting to do different things. It's hard to like be one person long enough to make a 2 hour to 4 hour long work session. Um, yeah, and like it's just hard. Um, and then there's parts of me that's like, oh, we don't really have multiple personalities, and then like, because like sometimes we just hear nothing, like there's just nothing happening in our head, and we're like, oh, we don't really hear alters, like we don't have voices in our head. Um, and then like 5 seconds later, like, or like even as soon as I say that statement, one of my alters will be like, you are an effing idiot. Like, you can hear us. We can hear you. Do we need to be more vocal? Do we need to be more aggressive? I don't know how to, like, they don't know what to say, but, like, it's just like, you have us. It's real. Like, I don't know. And maybe it's because, like, I've only been living with this probably for, like, 3 years, maybe. I feel like even less time than that. But, like, I'm like, people never told me I had multiple personalities, and like I always knew that I heard voices. I just assumed that they were, I don't know, like hallucinations almost. But that doesn't even feel like the right term to use. And it's just like I've heard voices, or I've had my alters around since I was 3, at least since I was 3. And like at first I like, it's hard to describe, but like when you're 3, you don't know what other people experience. But as the years progressed, I remember being being in elementary school, and then during elementary school to middle school, like in that time frame, I was like, our school was consolidating, so it was a pretty traumatic time, and I was still getting bullied at the same time, and I like, there was a point in class where I was crying, and that's whenever like Void took over. Like, I don't like saying their names, but just one of my alters took control and was like, we are not, like, no more communication between us, shut down, full stop, no more alters, no more voices, we are going to stop because you are crying in class, and that is not okay. And it just gives the bullies more ammunition. So that was whenever, like, from that point onwards, like, everything stopped. And, like, granted, I don't really remember much of my childhood anyways, but that point hit me hard, and, like, I just stopped hearing voices. I stopped everything. And then my nephew was born. And now around that same time, my dad also had an accident. Well, I say accident. Well, yeah, it was an accident. He had almost a near-death experience, and it hit me hard again. And it's just, I don't know. And then, like, high school hit, and I remember driving around in my car a lot, like, going to work, going to school, going to stuff like that. And I always had this male alter with me, and I was just like, oh, I'm just crazy. This is just my craziness. But as I started going into therapy, I kept telling my therapist, like, hey, I hear voices, like, and there's this alter who is always, like, I say voice all the time. I was like, I have this voice that's always with me. He's like my male counterpart, you know? Like, I would say he's like my twin. And as time progressed, I don't know, like, once I, like, went to the mental hospital for the second time, I just couldn't handle people ignoring me, so I was like, that's the reason I went to the mental hospital. I was like, someone's got to help me. Like, I need help. I am hearing these voices. There's more than just one. I'm starting to hear things. I'm starting to see things that aren't there. Like, I need help. And there's someone, like, I took a psych evaluation, and someone was like, oh, you might have dissociative identity disorder. So then when I got out of the hospital, I saw my med provider and they were like, no, it's not dissociative identity disorder. I've seen someone with that and it's not that. And I'm just like, I keep getting conflicting news about like, oh, it is dissociative identity disorder. It's not dissociative disorder. And I'm like, what the heck? What do I have? And the sad part is there is no way to get a diagnosis. Like, well, there is a way to get a diagnosis, but like, every doctor is going to be different. So it's just hard. And since I'm from a small community, like, I'm talking like a city of like maybe 300 people is where I live. And the next town probably has like maybe 3,000, if that. So it's just like, it's so hard to get help. And like, it's not a smart idea for me to go driving because of my episodes or because of my alters who are young and don't know how to drive, and it's just like, it is a lot. I like how this video is supposed to be me also talking about my writing, but I think this video is just going to be solely talking about mental health. Yeah, I'm so drained. And I'm just exhausted. Like, I don't know how else to describe it. Like, I'm just, like, physically annoyed, almost. Yeah. That's what's going on right now. I don't know what else to say. I'm gonna probably post this video on the first Thursday of April. And then the next video will be a weekly vlog. Yeah, so I'll see you guys around, okay? Bye.